What's the most uncomfortable question you can ask someone? How come I wasn't invited? Ask this in a loud voice as you crash an ongoing party that you were not invited to. Bonus points if you start hyperventilate crying. When I was like 11, I actually did this. I had no idea why I wasn't invited, and I convinced my parents that I got dropped off, and actually started crying midway through because I was just wondering why I wasn't invited. I was not a good 11-year-old. I was once invited to a party, at the end of which the hostess asked me, "How do you keep finding out about these?" That fucking stung. Never talked to them again. Weren't you pregnant? I ran into someone I hadn't seen since she was pregnant. Me, how's being a mom? Her, oh? I'm not. Uck. My best friend had a miscarriage, a bad one. The twins were born too prematurely and passed away. I hope nobody said this to her. If they did, I would have pounded them. Once at a gathering, a friend whispered to me later, "Wasn't she pregnant last time I saw her? What happened?" And I told him. Luckily, he didn't say it to her face. Ask a non-pregnant woman how far along she is. Ding ding. I have 2 Sarahs at my work. I heard one was pregnant. I congratulated the fatter women. Who was just fat? If you are good friends, they will tell you they're pregnant when they are ready. If you're not good friends, you should never ask. Really? The potential to hurt someone is way bigger than the benefit, which is usually, oh, just making conversation. This goes double for the workplace. Where's my hug? I asked my then boyfriend this question when I was 19. He immediately looked shocked, looked over to the side, said, "Oh, there it is." Went over and hugged the air, then came back and hugged me. Lol, this gives me some flashbacks. After work on a Friday, I was saying goodbye to one of my friends and I gave her a hug. Here comes Brett, "Hey, where's my hug?" So I give him the biggest bear hug, the kind that traps their arms at their sides, and picked him up off the ground. "There's your hug, Brett." My friend said he didn't ask much after that, but you bet your balls I'd tell Brett, "Hey Brett, I got your hug right here buddy," with outstretched arms. He would give me an uncomfortable look like, "You gross." Yeah Brett, that's how you are making everyone feel. Why does everyone hate you so much? I hate this one so much. I lived in a small town, so everybody knew everybody. High school was rough. I didn't know how to stick up for myself and soon became the scapegoat for bullies and rumors. Once our senior year hit, people matured a little and started being nicer to me. I made a lot of friends, suddenly, and all of them would ask, "Why does everybody hate you? You're not like they say." It was awkward because most of those people were the ones contributing to the rumors/bullying. I don't know. Why did you? Gods, I wish I could go back in time and ask a few people that. I'm not sure if it counts. But if someone asks you, "Hey, can you move over a seat so I can be next to my friend?" Especially if you thought the person asking you was your friend. Or, "Hey, can I move to go sit next to my friends? That shit sucks." Along the same lines, when at parties with friends, I was always asked to take pictures of people, but no one ever asked to be in a pic with me. It stung. If you come in the back office with me right now, just you and me, are you gonna be cool about it, or be a snitch? Asked by my old boss at a grocery store, he just was offering me shots of Fireball because it was almost closing time on New Year's Eve, but that phrasing sounded kinda fishy. At a job interview, do I have to do a drug test? You do now. I actually asked this question once and I was told if we tested everybody we wouldn't have enough employees. Haha. Are we still friends? Or, Who's your best friend? Especially when one of your friends asks it. Takes me back to when my best friend casually started talking about how much she wished she had a best friend. Have you seen our toothbrush? Doctor, in front of parents, are you sexually active? No, I just kinda lay there. Just have a casual conversation about anything, corona, politics, grandparents, and ask immediately afterwards, anyway, how's your sex life? Did you bathe properly today? This is a conversation I had to have with a coworker once. His smell was very distracting for everyone in the office. Guy's wife had died and he just sort of stopped taking care of himself afterward. A couple of us got him set up with a therapist. He left the company shortly after for a less stressful job, but I saw on FB a while later the guy is doing much better. As a newer music teacher, I once had a kindergarten student ask me this: did you shower today? Over and over again during a class. After trying unsuccessfully to ignore him and keep teaching, I eventually said, yes, I showered today. His response was, because you smell good. That's so funny. One of my students said, what did you do to your hair? I tried to ignore, but she was insistent. I finally said I got a haircut. She wanted to know because I just love it. I saw an old high school acquaintance at a club once. She had always been super skinny in HS, but this night she had a very pronounced belly. I assumed since she had always been skinny and only had grown in her belly that she was pregnant. She was not. Editing this after my BF insisted that I tell the whole story. I can't remember exactly how I asked her, but she replied in a half laugh that she wasn't pregnant. Me, thinking she was joking, replied, oh, just a big lunch then. While patting her stomach. Then I laughed and walked away. My cousin later told me what I had done and informed me that she had a 1-year-old and hadn't lost her baby weight. I will never do that again. As a male, I operate under a policy that the only time that you can ask a woman if she's pregnant is if she is in active labor and the baby is crowning, and even then you must exclaim surprise that you had no idea. That is a really excellent policy. The one time I asked, it was so fucking obvious that she was pregnant, skinny all over, huge pregnancy belly. But she wasn't. Are you uncomfortable? If they say no, then you should reply with, do you want me to make you uncomfortable? While unbuckling your belt. Then when they panic and say no, you take off your belt and put a new one on. Is it in yet? I was starting an 4 on a patient. She said something like, I was going to ask you if it was in yet, I didn't even feel it. I wanted to say something like, normally this is the worst thing for a man to hear so bad. But you know, professionalism. Genuinely curious, how does one respond to this? Edit, I'm asking for a friend. Traditionally. Move out of the country, adopt new identity, maybe join a monastery. And check spam emails from years ago. Why are you so quiet? This makes my blood boil. I'm a fairly quiet person in social settings and have received this question a few times. It makes you and the people around you feel awkward. Like, let people be quiet if they want to be. Not everyone is a social butterfly. Depends on the person. For a lot of women, it's so, when are you guys going to have a baby? I literally had to tell my mother-in-law that we're trying and that we haven't used protection for some time now. Embarrassed her enough to back off the topic forever. She's very old school. I've been ejaculating massive loads of semen into your daughter for several months now. The way to combat an awkward question is to provide an even more awkward answer. Best of luck to you too, by the way. Edit. Please don't follow this advice. It's a dumb joke on the internet and you risk ruining your relationships with loved ones if you actually follow my suggestion. Don't do that. To the gay couple, which one of you is the girl, the boy? Can you tell me something about yourself? Yep. If it's not in a professional setting, my go-to is I have 3 nipples. Depending on their response, it's either a great conversation starter to break the ice, or we wouldn't get along well anyway. What do you think of me? Whenever someone says this to me, I'm always so puzzled and awkward about the whole thing. What do you want me to say? Well, there's the divide. Many people ask the question more implying tell me something that will make me feel you're sincere, but will flatter me versus tell me what you literally think. People like to be valued but not measured, seen but not observed, heard but not scrutinized, understood in the moment but not understood in totality. The former makes them feel significant. The latter reduced. I once had a stranger tell me I saw that. And I was like, saw what? You were checking out that girl. I honestly had no clue what he was talking about because I seriously wasn't checking out anyone, but he kept insisting that I was and that I should stop denying it. The dude was like 40, what the fuck was his problem? Fucking embarrassing, man. No, where are you actually from? Do you think your friends ever regret meeting you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is why I hate interviews. I don't even see myself doing anything in an hour and they think I have 5 years planned already. What a fuck. Hey, we need to talk. This is the worst, especially over text. Just reply, yeah, I think we do. Then you're both having an anxiety attack. What's the most uncomfortable question? Leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you wanna see more videos like this one.